What's been keeping you busy?
Well, we just moved actually.
Cool.
We moved right before Thanksgiving, but it's been a lot. I mean, I had things in storage and then we had to, move everything in here, but it's been
Mhm.
really fun because we've been decorating and like getting in the holiday mood. Um, that's been taking up a lot of time, which has been really good.
How did you get started in the entertainment industry?
Well, it happened interesting for me, but I do have some advice. Definitely join Backstage. I did that, and I think it's $20 a month, but it's really worth it
Mhm.
because you'll set up your profile and then you could just apply to gigs and you get alerts that are good for you. And I got an alert for the show What's Happening in New York, and it was with the Manhattan Neighborhood Network. And it was 2014 and it was the first time I was going for anything like this, and there was a huge casting call and I went, and like I beat out 300 girls. I couldn't believe it. It was
Oh, wow.
amazing. Yeah, and I had to memorize a monologue, and they threw like a fake Justin Bieber in there to see how I would, deal with this celebrity that was giving me a tough time, and there was all
Mhm.
these different tests. But once I got into that, other production companies started to, look at me and want to hire me for things. So it really set the tone to start a reel and really get involved with correspondent work. So definitely join Backstage.
Definitely. And of course, you've been entertainment correspondent. I saw your interview with Paris Hilton a couple weeks ago. Well, how
Yeah.
did you like get started in like interviewing and doing that?
I started with What's Happening in New York, and then I started doing a few different, jobs at different production companies, and then I finally got hired full time by CBS Radio, and they gave me an opportunity to have my own segment there. So I was doing a lot of brand endorsements,
Mhm.
and I was representing different brands here in New York and Long Island, and I just got really acquainted with it, and people wanted to come on my show. So then I started to create my own content, and I was like my PR person at
Mhm.
the time, just trying to reach out to people, going to their Twitters and Instagram and emailing all their press.
Mhm.
So I was doing everything on my own to get people on my show, which was great. So I made a lot of good relationships, and
Definitely.
also in the Bravo world, I was able to use those relationships as well.
Mhm, definitely. And you were on the Princesses of Long Island show. What was
Yeah.
that experience like for you getting to be on a Bravo show?
That was crazy. It was the best experience I have to say of my life, even though, with that comes a lot. But when it happened, I really thought it was going to be something that was fake or some like random casting call for like an appearance in an episode. I never knew I'd have my own show and then it'd be on Bravo. So that was really a wonderful experience. And I was working in the fashion industry at the time,
Mhm.
and literally the casting director, Chelsea Stevens, she reached out to me via Facebook and said, I think you would be great for this show. And then she sent me over a questionnaire that was like, which Sex and the City character would you be? If you had to, compare yourself to someone, tell me about your family, what are your activities? And then I got picked. And then we all like, I remember the first time we all kind of met. We went to Toku. I went with Joey and Ashley, and we all were just like we were told to just eat and do our thing, and we're going to be
Mhm.
filmed. And we're like, okay, and we just kind of forgot the cameras were there after a while, and then the rest is history.
Do you have like a favorite like I guess episode or part of just being on the show?
I loved when we went to the Hamptons. I thought it was really fun. I loved our group vacations, and it was always fun being in the house and
Mhm.
getting to get to know each other even more. So I was the youngest, so I didn't know everyone as well.
Mhm.
So that to me was like the best time, and I just remember being exhausted though because we would film for about 13 to 14 hours,
Oh, wow.
and then they would feed us and stuff, but it would be a long time until something was uh done, and then we had a break, and then we'd finally eat it sometimes at midnight. So it was hard.
Sounds like a busy day. Do you ever like watch the show now or look back on old episodes and like I guess reminisce about the times or just like see how much like you've grown since like the show was on?
Yeah, I all the time. I honestly, during the quarantine, I was watching it. There were a lot of people on Twitter that were begging for an Instagram, begging for a marathon, and they didn't air it yet. So I just made my own marathon. And even though we all got into our fights with each other, and that
Mhm.
goes without saying on shows like this, but I actually miss them when I watch the show, and it's
Oh,
really crazy because I miss everything about it. And we were so young, and we were so ahead of our time as far as like reality shows go. We
mhm.
didn't really have social media like we do now, and I think that we would have done really well if it continued on. I think it would have been really cute.
I wanna go back to your entertainment correspondent work. I wanna know for you, like, what has been, like, I guess, the coolest interview that you'd say you've done, and then after that, like, who would you wanna have on your show or talk to in the future?
Let's see. That's a hard one because
No, it's hard to pick.
no, I love them. The best interview I have to say, oh God, Tracy Morgan was awesome.
Oh,
I
cool.
interviewed him. It was a few months after he was out of the hospital. It was at Tribeca Film Festival, and he was in such great spirits. He was with his
Mhm.
wife, and it was just like this was his first time out and doing what he does best, and it was just amazing to be part of that. And if I had it in my like obsessions are Ariana Grande and Lady Gaga, so I would just die to interview them. I mean I know everything about them anyway, but I pretend like I didn't.
Definitely. That's really cool. I
What
like
about
them.
you? Like, who are
Um,
you dying to interview?
that's so hard. For me, I'm a huge fan of Demi Lovato, so definitely her. That's kind of a
Oh,
reach for me right now. So
she's
hopefully in
good.
the future. Is there any advice you have maybe for aspiring like entertainment hosts or people who want to pursue the entertainment industry that you could share?
Well, definitely it's the hard time right now. There's a lot of people that, are in the entertainment business and not knowing what's happening next and when they're going to be able to
Mhm.
come together. But I would just say, always be confident within yourself. As many times as you hear no, you'll get a big, big yes when that comes out. So it's going to be worth it, and just never give up on yourself and keep fighting. And you have to have a thick skin. People are always, if you're a public figure, they're always going to comment and say something, but you really just have to be true to yourself all the time, and find something that sets you apart from other people. What makes you different? What makes people want to watch you? And be proud of it. All your unique qualities. That's what makes you
Definitely.
you.
That's some great advice. And lastly, where can fans find you on social media and stay connected with you or watch your show and listen to you?
Thank you. You can follow me at the real Amanda B _. So that's on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook. I have my own page. It's Amanda B Show.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me. It was a pleasure meeting
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much, and happy holidays.